Okay, and what else do we? I will create a screenshot because it's moving and it's not easy to follow. So yeah, so because we see here different things. So the curve is of course this kind of purple or pink thing, but we also see here, for example, this red line. So the red line is the threshold, because if you have, so because we want to use, you know, the triggers which are the peaks above the threshold. Okay, and the triggers are labeled with these kind of, you know, green lines with the, I don't know, pink dots on it, on them. So it will be easier to understand when we have a real animal scan, because we will have a nice regular curve. But actually, sometimes the automatic threshold, because if you see it on a real-time curve, the threshold is trying to be automatically adjusted to the curve itself. Okay, so if, you know, somehow it is moving up, the threshold is also increasing. But yeah, because it is an automatic thresholding selected under the ECG settings, for example. But if we turn it off, we can manually adjust the threshold. So if you look at the monitor, so it is either roughly or slightly modified. This is a I don't know how, yeah, this is the fine slider.
So it all depends
on the signal, yeah.
Condition of the animal.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but the automatic, I think, so that's the best. So the first one is to roughly modify the threshold. The second slider is for fine-tuning it. The third one is the hold off time. I don't know what. So it means that, so yeah, so the longest time you can select here is 300 milliseconds, I guess. Maybe seconds. So actually that time period will be set up as something that, even though there is a peak which could have been considered by the system as a trigger signal, but because of the hold off setup, the system will skip it. So it's useful if you have, for some reason, some, you know, noisy signal, and you see that not all the peaks belongs to a real heartbeat, but it is resulting because, I don't know, so sometimes the respiration is also affected by the anesthesia, and it can create extra peaks which can also be converted to that curve, and you might need to exclude them from you know, from the, I don't know, from the scan. So you might need to set that up. Yeah, so that's something we never use, and the delay is only used by the MR scans, so it's not something you will need. Yeah, let's do an automatic thresholding. The hold off
time. Now it's like when you're saying, if they have the respiration effect of the signal, then we should turn it on.
If what?
If the respiration, the breath, will
Yes.
affect the ECG, the signal.
Yeah, I mean, it is usually useful for respiratory gating, because the ECG signal is so high and so regular that it is not really affected, but the respiratory curve can be highly affected by the heart visits. So for that, but it's so that the setting seems the same for the respiratory rate as well. So we also have the rough slider for the threshold and the fine slider for the threshold modification, and also the hold off. So the hold off sometimes is useful when you do a respiratory gated scan.
So for ECG, they always turn it off. The hold off always turn it off.
Yes, yes.
And
So you
but
can
for
keep
the
it zero.
But for the respiration, we can adjust it maybe
Yeah.
5 seconds, 5 minutes.
Yeah, because so the respiratory rate is usually somewhere about 60 or something. So so that's the in milliseconds. So because you can go for until 300 milliseconds. Yeah, you can just increase it a little for I don't know 50 or something, and yeah, and use it to skip the noise.
You want to try?
Yeah, we will try.
没有，就那个
Okay, and if you miss some information, so like temperature curves, just press the reset device. So it's usually really so there is a multi-cell controller inside the gantry, which it's something like what I mentioned regarding the gantry computer. So it somehow reset that device, and the signal just magically coming back.
他说如果发生了什么事，就会 reset，它就会 signal，就是它的讯号就会回来。
它 reset 在
右下角 reset
这个
device，
OK
就如果你看不到那个 temperature 的数值的话，
就怪怪的，然后就有时候可能会
OK，
那这样旧的那个怎么会用？那现在这两台应该都会行。
我也推回去了。
好，
哦，可是那个温控还在那边，所以其实可以丢
空已经被丢了，都有。
也不用丢，它有资产编号不能乱丢。
啊，这个是你目前为止。
我可以打。
Okay. Okay, so we still have time until this reconstruction finishes. So let's check what else we have on this tab list. So this actually the next one is the transfer manager, which you will not need to use. So it's something which so shows you whether DICOMs are transferred to be stored or not, or maybe you can also set up some target repository in order to save scans as a backup or something, so it will be also indicated here, but usually you don't need to do here anything. What you need to use is the study browser. Okay, so this is the